Now get prepared to be entertained by our fourth and final speaker, Ms. Wong Kar-lai. She's very expressive by nature. She is also our preschool program manager, Specialized Educational Services, Dyslexia Association of Singapore, to present her research on helping kindergarten children at risk of dyslexia achieve school readiness in Singapore. Is the length of intervention related to outcomes? So here we go, Ms. Wong Kar-lai.
Thank you, Puva. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to my session today. Just give me a minute. Okay. Right. Can you see me, or will you be more comfortable if I'm down on the ground? Okay, I shall stay here. Okay, right. I'm Kar-lai. I'm here to share with you findings from our DAS Preschool Early Intervention Program. Here's our research topic: helping kindergarten children achieve school readiness in Singapore. Is the length of time spent related to outcome? Yes. Here's our baseline. Samples taken from our 5 to 6 year olds in our program. Name. Date. Write your name, write your date, write letters A to F in upper and lower case letters. What does research tell us? Well, according to research by a new study published last year from the University of California, Davis, and Yale University, researchers found that it is important to address this learning disability as early as possible and don't wait. In their longitudinal study of reading from 1st to 12th grades and beyond, they found that there's this achievement gap that appears as early as 1st grade, as you can see, as early as 1st grade, that goes all the way, and it doesn't converge. The trajectories doesn't converge. And what it means is early identification is important, followed by early intervention. And with that, kids at risk of dyslexia gets help. To the practitioner, it would mean implementing effective reading programs as early as possible is very crucial to close that gap. Now, local research in Singapore by Lim and Oi, published last year also, affirms the importance of this early start. In their research with Singaporean students ages 6 to 14, they found that the younger one receives intervention, the greater the gains from intervention in terms of spelling and reading scores. In short, both research agrees that there is a gap. From the practitioner point of view, we need to close the gap. And the way at preschool with early intervention. Let me share with you a story. A story, it's a true story, a story of a little boy, happy, bubbly, 5-year-old. Now, he loves stories. He loves to be read to. He built fabulous Lego and block structures. His teacher just have one complaint. We think he's ADHD. Very conversant. He can rattle off facts and figures. Anything that's related to cars and dinosaurs, he's an expert. The pictures that he draw, the teacher says, wow, it's really out of the box thinking. It's great. There's just one slight problem. This little boy hates writing. He would scribble at the corner of his paper that goes for his name. Then he will use a darkened pencil and cover it up. All you see at the end when he hand up his paper is a darkened blotch. Write your date, he can't manage that. Not at all. He came into intervention not wanting to write. That's his work. And the teacher actually told him, here's your new book. You got to put your name on it because you don't want someone to take it by mistake. Okay, that appeals. Logical. I don't want someone to take my stuff, so I'll put my name on it. So when he wrote that, he was also checking with the teacher to see if she has this look of horror on her face. So the teacher just, very good. You've got your name on it. So he gave her a skeptical look and was like, when's the other shoe going to drop? It never did. Then intervention started and he did his work. He solved the problem of not having to write his name. He finished his work, he gave it to his teacher. His teacher would identify his work. There, the piece with no name must be his. Problem solved. He's a great problem solver. So it's done. He finished his work. And he's happy about it. A bit down the road, without being very conspicuous, he started to be able to write his name and date. Finished his work. Here is a bit of fun. He's able to read. Writing is his pain, but he's able to read. So when we gave words to read, like yet, yuck, some nonsense words so that he can practice, he can read. But writing is the pain. So after reading, the teacher would say, okay, now let's have a little reward. He would say, I want to draw. All right, fine, you can draw. So he happily drew his picture at the top. After that, we have a drill whereby you transcribe, you write what you hear. So teacher would name sounds and he would write it out. After which, you get a reward. His teacher knows him and knows her kids very well. You earn your reward. After that, his favorite avatar, Dragon Ball. He picks one and it's there. His favorite, why? I'm burning. Yes, I don't like this. I'm burning. I'm angry. But I'm fighting too. This is my fighting spirit. Keeps going. He has got his date up there. He doesn't need to write his name because it's his book. He's got everything right. And he's happy because it's like, I finished. I'm like Superman, I'm flying off. I don't need to do this again. But I'm happy. And I did this without complaining. So like an angel with a halo on top. So he's happy. Moving on, he got all this correct. And instead of a sticker picture, he picked from the teacher's other book and say, I want this one over here. Because now he can sound out words. He wanted the word win. Victory can be so sweet. Moving on. He got everything correct. And he picked a sticker and put it upside down. Gave the teacher a mysterious smile without explaining. When I saw this, and I gave a smile and said, you must be feeling on top of the world. He went, oh no, man, how did you figure that out? Yes, he was on top of the world. You turn it upside down, on top. Over here, his name, his date, his penmanship improved. Instead of having stickers right now, he graduated himself because the teacher has stickers and stuff, and she has got this box of rubber stamps with words on it that she reads for the kids, and they can pick when they finish that piece of work. What do you want to put on your own book? I'm not going to put it for you. You choose what you want and you put it on it because you worked hard. This is for you to decide. And he picked the word super. because he felt that is fabulous. I feel super, and it is super. So he adds that on. Writing his own sentence. I went out with my family and illustrating it. For a kid who hates writing, go under his emotional radar. Get him to draw first. He loves to draw. So after drawing, tell me about it. After telling the teacher about it, casually say, why don't you write a little sentence so that the rest of the world can understand? And he did. After that, excellent. A very modest little stamp that says, excellent. This is what he did at the end of intervention when he turns age 6. He's now about a year and a half into preschool. He goes to regular kindergarten, okay, and he only comes for intervention 2 hours a week. This is where he is at the end. And of course, he felt that this is an achievement and he's happy about it. So he chose the one that says outstanding. This is him at P1. He has left our program, diagnosed dyslexic, at P1 4 months into school, into a regular mainstream primary one in Singapore. This is his mother tongue spelling in Malay. Now, we taught in English. He transferred learning into his mother tongue to support himself. And this is what he got. English, he didn't fail spelling, but he did better for Malay for some reason. Mom's complaint, not really complaint, her comment to me was, whenever I offer to help him, coach him with spelling, he would say this to me, Mom, you're stressing me. Okay, right, that's a confident boy. This is what he did. Same year, P1, in an art competition. Nice colors, nice drawing, words and all. It's his. Now, you must be wondering, how did Anik manage to achieve this success? How did he become so confident about himself and his ability? What did we do? Well, I would say, first and foremost, he came with it. We work with him. We empower, we let them make decisions, we create opportunities for them to practice and transfer that ability that they have outside the classroom. And they take it back to their own classroom. Because end of the day, as practitioners, we know it's not the paper that the child will take with him or her outside the classroom, but that skill, that strategy, that ability to use the knowledge and the skill that you give. This is what we do. This is what we work with him to give him the skills and strategies. In 2 hours, we cover everything that addresses listening and speaking skills, the cornerstone to language learning. Oracy, alphabet knowledge, phonogram, sight words, reading, spelling, fine motor skills to enable them to write without stress. This is what we do every week for 2 hours. It's quite exhausting, but it worked. To give you a better understanding. Okay, that's reading, that's writing. To give you an example of just some components that we did. In learning phonograms, he loves scissors. Nick loves scissors. So let him cut. So we have cut the letter E. As you cut letter E, says Eddie, elephant, as you cut. If you keep repeating that Eddie elephant, Eddie elephant, you're focusing, you're remembering letter A. After which, let him make the decision. The teachers will always offer all her students, here's some colored papers, usually in pastel colors. Let the kids choose their favorite color. They are the decision maker. After which, write with glue. Put the letter E on it. After that, elephant stickers. That can be your Eddie elephant. Always start from where you need to put your pencil. So Eddie elephant goes walking around the park. So elephant, they remember it. You will notice always there is a line. At the end of it, the teacher will say, well, wonderful work, beautiful work, but help mommy understand by writing it down so that she can read. She reads better. So, best effort, trying to write, and the opportunity to write, to practice writing. Eddie elephant, After that, a sticker. You get to choose a sticker. Art. Kids like art. Kids have sense of humor. Itchy. Insect. So, yes. And what is itchy? So they tickle one another. And they remember it. Word worm. The first piece of work was when we first introduced the sound. So he did that and he added in doodles. The second piece is a review a couple months later. And if you noticed, this round the teacher stretches him and asks him to write from A to W. Noticed his writing is in sequential order, is almost there. And he did it on his own. Over here, to get him to do writing, we get him to draw first. Without mentioning writing, draw first. Then add a caption. The very beginning stages. And he knows that, it might not be perfect, but my teacher's going to be okay with it. Check out the top. His name and his date has already started appearing in all his work. And our teachers do give him feedback. And he knows he's good at it because the teacher will say, oh, this is nice. I like the way you write your name. May I put a star? The teacher will ask, may I put a star next to it because I like it very much? If he says yes, the teacher will draw a star. Sometimes the teacher will ask, do you want a big star or do you want a small one? Where can I put the star? Over here or over here? So he's making decisions. So he then betters his own work. And sometimes the teacher will point out, I like the way you write letter A for your name. Oh, I like this letter. So he knows how to fine-tune his letter. Oh, I like the way it's so neat and small that fits into this space. So he corrects his penmanship. He demands himself. Here's his writing. Check this out. The duck goes quack. 1 finger space, 1 finger space, 1 finger space. Neat and tidy. Almost ready for primary 1. That's the kind of standard that is expected at primary school. Neat, tidy, legible, and at the same time, you must be able to finish your work on time. He's almost there. Look, longer sentences, making sounds. And then, of course, self-affirmation. He chose his own stamp. No one might really encourage and say good work outside the door, but as you do it, you can tell yourself, I'm good. I endorse myself. Sideways. The first piece of work took him a while because we do so many things in 2 hours. So these 2 pieces of work was done over 2 sessions. But down the road, he finished this quite effortlessly in 1 session in just a couple of minutes. That is his speed. Not us pushing, but he's driving himself. This little 5-year-old going 6 drives himself. He's in the driver's seat. We measure him and other kids just like him with learning difficulties. through pre and post test. And this is the kind of result we saw. And it forms the basis of our research. The poster with more details is right out in the exhibition hall if you're interested to find out more. I'll be there if you're interested to converse further. With that, before I end, to say a thank you, our program and our organization recently has been nominated for a Mayday Award, and we won the award. And our program sponsor, who actually provides bursaries for vulnerable, disadvantaged kids who could otherwise may not be able to receive early intervention. So we would like to thank them. And with that, I thank you. Early intervention matters, so I'm at your service.